Welcome to the Main Event Podcast. I'm Jason Carter, and I am sick and tired of these losers getting on Twitter, finding old tweets just to make somebody look bad.
And I'm Steve McCollum. I am sick and tired of all these media people putting videos of players during the NFL second practice of their season sucking.
Main Event Podcast, it's coming up next!
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
Welcome to the Main Event Podcast, episode number 22. Jason Carter, along with Steve McCollum.
Hey.
And don't forget you can follow us on the social medias, on Twitter at Main Event Pod, on Facebook at Main Event Podcast by putting that in the search bar. Also, give me a follow on Twitter at JasonCarter03. You can follow Steve at SMac500. And Steve, back after a week off there. Sorry, everybody. I came down with hot potato mouth. And if I was to say that last week, I would have said, because that's what I sounded like. It makes you sound like you had a hot potato. I don't know, it was weird.
That's the second time you've had that, we think.
Well, at first I had the strep throat back in May, which is what, well, they did the strep test, said I did have it. But then, remember, because I went to announce a few days later, and that's when I was like, oh, what the heck? But then, I took a steroid, and it went out. Same thing happened here. They gave me a steroid shot in the old
in the boot,
in the old rectum. Well, no, not in the rectum.
Whoa.
Rectum hell. Killed his ass. Not in my rectal area, but in my right butt cheek.
Gluteus maximus.
The right buttocks. Something bit me like old Forrest Gump. But so feeling better now. We're good to go. Still taking my antibiotics.
You sound better than when I left on Friday to go to town.
Well, Friday I was actually getting better, and you're like, oh wow, you can actually talk again. I was like, I know.
And then I was like, see you later. Don't die on me.
I was like,
I'm out of here.
As you left, I put my hand up. I was like, stay with me.
I'm getting out of this sick hole for the weekend.
But no, it was good. I caught up on a lot of friends and a lot of...
there was a lot of friends on the TV downstairs.
And a lot of horrible WWE Network. I guess WWF back in the day used to do, they didn't have the weekly shows or anything like that. They would do this thing called Coliseum Home Video.
When they were first new?
Yeah, I not really new, but the 90s, just getting out content, stuff like that. And they were the worst videos ever. And it was I don't know, it was so great. I'm ready to go watch a lot more.
Did you see
some great matches?
Ivan died?
Yes. Nikolai.
Nikolai, I'm talking not Ivan.
Not Ivan Drago.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
But no,
Nikolai.
Yeah, a couple of losses on the wrestling world. Guess we're going to start with some wrestling talk here.
Since you brought up you were watching it, I realized, I heard today, driving home from my trip to Vegas this weekend, that he died, and I was actually kind of shocked that it was such leading news. It was first line on ESPN this morning. Fox Sports, or NBC Sports in Vegas had it as a leader on their news broadcast. I was like, man, this guy was a leading edge WWE guy back in the day.
Yeah, Nikolai Volkov, he passed away. Which is sad news. Also, Brian Christopher, he passed, known as Grandmaster Sexay, part of the Too Cool tag team with Scotty Too Hottie. I believe, wasn't he originally Jerry Lawler's son is what they were trying to play it off as?
Yeah, I think that's what originally.
So,
and then you got, don't forget about Brickhouse Brown.
Yeah, Brickhouse Brown. So 3 right there, just...
My favorite headline I saw when I got home and looked it up was 3 wrestling stars reported dead Sunday of separate causes. It has to make it clear that they all didn't die together.
They didn't have some throwback triple threat match where they all just died.
So that's my I don't even know what website that is, NOLA.com, whatever that is.
NOLA, New Orleans.
Yeah. So it just made me laugh that they started off with the big thing is that TMZ reported that Lawler died. You know, oh yeah, he was his father was WWE legend Jerry Lawler, so, he tried to kill himself.
Well, it looks like he succeeded.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess.
He didn't try, Steve.
Good point. But, ding.
Rest in peace. We're sorry. Godspeed.
Too soon? Yeah. I'm just reading what I'm reading here, so, yeah, so 3 old wrestling,
Nikolai, obviously a legend.
77, 78?
Brian Christopher, not so much a legend.
Yeah.
But did hold some tag team gold at one point there. Him and Rikishi and Sky Too Hottie doing their thing, always dancing around and prancing around. So, sad stuff, I guess.
Yeah, well, that's wrestling and your wrestling news, ladies and gentlemen.
And that's your wrestling talk. Hey, speaking of wrestling, NXT was in town tonight, and we said like 4 weeks ago we're going to go, but we didn't go.
Oh, they are?
I totally forgot about it until it posted up on my Facebook, like, oh, don't forget NXT.
Yeah, that's
Co-America Theater or something.
That's why I came back early to go to it, and I guess we forgot.
Yeah, I came back early today for a reason. I forgot about it. Oh well. We'll catch you in July or January.
Exactly right.
Roll Rumble, baby. We're ready. Get the tickets. Let's do it.
So again, your wrestling report.
Dun.
So I was in the car today listening to a lot of radio, and I had an issue with it too. But you alluded in our intro about the same thing happened in the All-Star game, where a pitcher's on the mound pitching a game, highlight of his career, and then somebody posts tweets of not very good nature from 6-7 years ago when he's 18, 19 years old.
Yeah, Josh Hader, obviously during the All-Star game, had some stuff come up.
And then today,
we have 2 now.
We have
actually,
2
that came up.
Well, one of them was for the Braves, was pitching a no-hitter. Goes off the mound, gives up a clean single in the 9th inning, bottom of the 9th.
Yeah, Sean Newcomb had a no-hitter. But first, the first ones I actually saw, I haven't seen what Sean Newcomb said. I just know they were like insensitive, racist.
Because they're saying they were racial.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But the one I saw was from 2011 and 2012. Trey Turner, actually.
Really?
Who, his name's getting run through the mud. One of his tweets back in November of 2011, which I think this is actually kind of funny. You let me know if you get the joke.
Oh, no. Here we go. All your complaints go to Jason Carter, 03.
So, at Trey Turner, once you go black, you're going to need a wheelchair. No, we're not getting there. And then there was...
Trey Turner is what color?
He's what?
Yeah, exactly.
And then there was one guy, I don't know what the conversation was, but he tweeted at somebody and he said, 1, you're gay for your last tweet. 2, retard strength droopy.
See, that's worse than the first one, I think.
And then on another one, he says, when the lady at the drive-thru asks, who's the faggot in the back? Oh, that'd be me.
Yeah, 2 and 3 are definitely bad. You can't. And those are from 2012?
Yeah, 2011 and 2012.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was young, so I get it. But, those are pretty bad in today's day and age to go through that again. But, yeah, no, I know. But, one, if you have an agent and stuff, hey, agents, let me give you a hint. I know you're making millions of dollars off your clients, but let me give you a hint. Have somebody get their logins to their social media and scrub them clean. Tonight. Not tomorrow. Tonight. Every agent for every sports player in the world, log in and scrub them clean. Don't let them do it. You guys do it. Giving you a helpful hint, agents, because people are out there with grudges and, things for players and whatnot, and they're releasing them when they're doing good things. So it's almost like it's a jealousy thing at that point, right? But I don't know if we ever heard who did it for Hader, did we?
No. I don't know like who these people are that just go through and do this stuff. Here are some of the tweets from Sean Newcomb. He says, skinny nigga, big balls. He said GA. I mean, that's not too bad. Back in November 2011.
What was that movie that told us it's okay to say GA?
Dirty Grandpa?
Oh, no, there was another one before that a while ago.
And then there's this other one that says, I'm not lazy, #fag. And then there's another one said, this gay black kid won't stop won't stop presenting about black hair. Hashtag I want to leave.
And I believe he was tweeting those to like his high school buddies and stuff.
Yeah,
and
probably. Yeah,
so.
he was like 17, 18 in high school. Like, whatever. I mean, had a career day today.
Who doesn't? I mean, who doesn't say that stuff to their buddies? I mean, the U.S. is populated with people, especially back then because Twitter was so new.
Yeah, and
people saying that
being
stuff.
racist or saying racial things wasn't so frowned upon. Remember back when you used to call your friend gay, or you used to be like, "Man, you're acting gay." Now you do that?
No, you can't do that anymore.
You can't do it anymore. But I mean, back in the 90s, like early 2000s,
the F word for the gay people was always
obviously
you
can't do that.
Yeah, it was always.
But all right,
well, as we learned on Big Brother, you can say midget 30 times, but you can't say the other word 30 times. One time. So.
CBS blocked that out. But no, I remember. So I went to a private school. Church, private school, Baptist, whatever, and everybody was like, somebody did something stupid, like, "Hey, fag," whatever. Back in high school.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
And I remember my youth minister, because we were playing basketball, and he got fouled. He was like, "Fag!" It was the greatest thing ever. We all laughed because the youth minister actually said it. That's a man of God who said it, all right?
You're 9 years younger than me, so it was even worse. I mean, we had Smear the Queer, we had,
classic game.
All that stuff when I was a kid, and all lighthearted humor and everything. And it's all fun until somebody gets offended, apparently, Jason. Okay, I mean, and then what's his name from Milwaukee? Hader goes and he gets called into the game.
Standing ovation in Milwaukee.
Yeah, and I think I sent you the tweet. It was some national writer was like, was all like, Hader's gonna have a hard time overcoming this with his hometown fans, like the day before.
Yeah.
Then he goes into the mound, and then the guy retweets, he's like, standing ovation by the crowd in Milwaukee.
And then everybody's calling the crowd racist.
I know.
And then he goes and pitches somewhere else, he gets booed, and they're like, yeah, that's more like it. Yeah, kick the man while he's down. People make mistakes. I mean, it happens. It is what it is.
There's multiple things here. One, they're 17, 18, 19-year-old kids. And if you're telling me you didn't act like a jackass when you were that age, you're lying. I'm sorry, you're lying to me. Secondly, scrub your social media accounts, everybody, because especially back then, because Twitter was so new. Remember the stuff that used to be said on Twitter?
Oh yeah, when Twitter first started, I didn't know how to use it. I mean, you're on Facebook doing the same thing, It
was the Wild West, man, where people were just F-bombing people. Because
you got a chance to talk to celebrities and be like, dear Amy Winehouse, you shit on the rehab, you dumb bitch.
I know, right? And they allowed it back then. But but you can't. I'm sorry, you cannot hold somebody. Now, if he said it, today, if he was on an interview today and dropped who was that Braves pitcher? They got all that.
John Rocker?
John Rocker. Remember the outrage on that back then?
But that was only from people in New York.
Yeah, but remember that outrage and everything? No, and then he called Chipper Jones white trash, and everybody flipped out. Obviously he's still racist because he called Chipper Jones white trash. But that was what, the 90s?
99.
Yeah, so
2000, something like that.
It's always been taboo, but going back now and looking at it 7-8 years ago, I agree with you. I equate it to the golf guy sitting on his couch during a tournament. I know they stopped it, and then reporting a violation in and costing the guy his place in the tournament and getting DQ'd. It's the same concept.
Yeah, the U.S. Open 2 years ago. We talked about that, last month.
Everyone has skeletons in their closet. I'll call them skeletons in their closet, where they said something in anger or did something angrily or stupidly thinking they were funny, and it wasn't. Let's stop going back and looking for them, because everybody's got it. And it's almost like it's a culture of destroying these people who are having success now. And that's what bothers me the most.
And here's a couple of tweets that, kind of took some steam, kind of support. I mean, not really support Josh Newcomb or per se, but here's some tweets. First one's from Mike Flanagan at Flano0.
Yeah, they call this guy out.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's a hockey writer. I mean, he posted on Twitter, so obviously we can talk about it, right?
Yeah.
He says, obviously Sean Newcomb's tweets are bad, immature, and stupid, but if you're one of those people who searches athletes' names and bad words on Twitter, hoping to dig something up from 7 years ago and tarnish them, then you are literally the biggest type of loser on the planet. And that's all these guys are. I mean, it's probably just some, fat dude who's
Well, that's what I want to know.
Just stop playing like what's that game that they play?
In the case of Hader, his tweets were deleted and they scrummed it up in the archives, so they had to dig pretty deep. But it's like when the NFL draft comes up. You know, who was that lineman that was going to be a top 10 pick, and then 30 seconds before he was drafted, a video goes out of him smoking weed with a gas mask on.
Which was awesome, by the way.
Yeah, like, I would have drafted him just for the ingenuity on that. But, like, it's almost like it's people out to hurt these people because, you know, they used to be friends with them and now they don't get a call back from them. You know, it was one of their rivals that thought he was better, and now Hader's in the majors and this guy's, you know, not, and blew out his shoulder, so he's angry. It's almost like it's a revenge type thing at this point, the way they're coming out. Now, if it came out on Hader or Newcomb today, you know, on just a random Tuesday, it's not going to get the press. The reason why it's getting the press
is because he almost threw a no-hitter today, he was
one out from a no-hitter, and the guy throws it up there late in the game to cause a stir and everything. And same thing, you know, guys' first All-Star appearance.
And those people, what they're doing is they want to get likes. So the other people are just going to be like, oh, who's this Sean Newcomb guy? Let's go to Twitter and search. Well, when you go, you know, search Sean Newcomb, it pulls up top tweets with their name on it, and you get the latest and all that stuff. So some, you know, jackass went through and brought up some old tweets just to ruin this guy's life even more today. Even guy already felt bad they lost a no-hitter, and then you do this stuff, and it's like, what the heck? Like, what are you doing it for? There's no reason to do it, but they just want people to like their shit, and they want to feel fucking Twitter famous. But you're not Twitter famous, you're a fucking loser, dude. And I hope you fucking go.
So everybody search Jason Carter 03.
Search it right now. I don't even care. I'll post shit all day. I'll fight people.
You ain't famous enough, buddy.
I know. Well, apparently, what I gotta do next time a big event starts happening, I gotta find somebody's old tweets, and then they'll make me famous. 'Cause that's what these people are doing.
No, but I don't. But that's my point, though. Is I don't know who's finding these tweets. I don't think that's making them famous. I think they're out to ruin.
I think it's just losers on the couch. You want to like just bring up something.
We
you
have
don't
to
have
find
a
out
good
who
story.
they are, because I want to know if it's old teammates of theirs or high school rivals.
Well, the one guy who posted the Brave stuff, or the stuff about Newcomb, he was actually, he had some like Nationals, like Nats fan 25 or something like that, and he was like applauding Trey Turner, like, Trey Turner, you guys can't hate on him, and somebody goes, wait a minute, so you're cool with your guy doing it, but not cool with this guy doing it, you know? Like, yeah. It's just stupid. I mean, if you haven't said anything offensive, I'm calling BS, because everybody said something offensive at one point in their life.
Social media is,
it's good and it's bad.
I don't even know if I'd say it's good, but it gives the voice to the guy that just wants to be somebody. That's the problem with it.
The old high school quarterback still hanging on his old,
his
name, his legacy.
It allows angry people who are bitter at their lives to be angry at people and get famous for it. And a lot of time, that's the thing, is you just got to kind of ignore it or whatnot. But that's the other side of it is, so that guy posted or whatever, it could have been ignored or whatever, but then somebody had to run with it. So it's a whole, some anti-whatever media person was tweeted it or told about it, and they're so offended by it because, whatever, and then they're going, then they're like, oh my god, we have to out this guy. We can't have this in our baseball game.
And then the thing I hate the most about all this stuff is they have to apologize. Like, I don't want to hear them apologize because I know it's a fake apology. Like, you obviously said it. You're not really sorry about it.
No, I disagree with that.
You can just say, yeah, I posted it. I was young and dumb. All right?
That's what Newcomb said today.
Yeah, but you don't have to apologize. Just say, yeah, I posted it.
Well, I
was dumb, whatever. I was 18.
It's the right thing to do. Just say, I'm sorry for people I offended, which is all he said, by the way.
Well, why don't I just say...
And then he said,
have you ever said something stupid? That's what I should say. It's like last year, we were watching the Boston Red Sox.
It's PR at this point.
Yeah, screw that shit. We were watching the...
You have owners, you have owners of teams, you have Major League Baseball, you have sponsors. You're apologizing for that stuff. You ain't digging your heels in.
John Rocker never apologized.
And what happened to John Rocker? He was out of the league as quick as possible. He was selling remember the t-shirts he was saying, Speak English t-shirts or whatever they were?
He got signed by the Rangers in 2003, standing ovation his first game. I was there.
Yeah. Well, it's Texas, so
Texas, boom. Keep it down south there, John Rocker.
Ropes on the trees in Texas.
Hey, easy.
No, No, it's the right thing to do to apologize and say you were 17, 18. Like I said, there's a big difference between 7, 8 years ago and, now if those tweets were today, I'd be like, yeah, this guy needs a little course and, not letting that stuff out in the public at a minimum, but, sensitivity training doesn't work for people that feel that way. They're never going to feel better about it. And I know the argument is that people want to know about it because they want to know people that think like that. Let's go back to the good old days when we didn't know that our neighbors were totally homophobic and racist. Right?
We just kind of thought they were.
Yeah, and we accused some people that they were. Let's just go back to those days because I know the argument is, well, at least we know who they are. No, I'm pretty sure everybody at some point, I don't care who you are, at some point have said something you wish you didn't say.
You've made fun of Asian people.
Exactly. You've made fun of somebody you shouldn't have. And don't act like you're better than everybody else because you claim you didn't and it's hateful and blah, blah, blah. Let's be real, people. So, anyway, my rant's over on that. Just everybody grow up.
So, NFL training camp started this past week. NFL training camp back in the fall, man.
This week, I know. So
good stuff. Football is almost back. I saw the Cardinals schedule today at the local watering hole earlier.
Establishment. I don't even know the Cardinals schedule.
And I looked at it and I was like, oh man, that's a lot of games I gotta go to.
Well, we had that discussion. I told you that discussion when I was cutting the checks. I just really don't want to cut these checks this year. I've been going to less and less games every year, and no, people, it's not because of the national anthem. It's just the NFL, man. Going to an NFL game,
it takes a lot
in any state. Takes a lot to go to it because I've been to a lot of games like Indianapolis and places. I mean, it's an adventure. It's an all-day thing,
especially
anywhere.
Here, which is because where we live, it's hour 10,
hour with no traffic,
right?
And then you still have to get there. Well, that's why we started tailgating, so we could get there at 9 in the morning. And then you're getting there, then you have to get up early. And a lot of times you're watching college football late, or I'm at an ASU game. So I come home from that, I'm scrambling to get ready. It just takes a lot out of you, a 3.5 hour game. Then you have to drive all the way home, fighting traffic to get all the way home. Because it's traffic, because most of the fans live in the East Valley. I shouldn't say most. A lot of the fans live in the East Valley, so we're all on the freeway together, driving 30 miles an hour. And then the buses come along for the teams to go to the airport with police escorts, so they get all shoved in front of everybody, which slows everybody down more. And it's just like, oh my god. So anyway, that's my rant on that. But my favorite, the thing I hate the most is all the, like I said, the headlines and the intro, all the headlines of how bad, this is a recent thing, right? Last year it happened once or twice, but this year, it's everywhere, about players that aren't doing well in practice. I know it happened in OTAs. You heard Baker Mayfield throwing a pick six or something in OTAs, my God, the guys don't even know the playbooks yet. They don't even know their receivers yet. Defense obviously always has an advantage this time of year because defense is just reading quarterback's eyes and reacting, whereas offense is timing and stuff like that. But just right here are the headlines from today, people. Bills rookie quarterback Josh Allen misses on wide open 4-yard pass. Because Tom Brady's never missed a wide open 4-yard pass in practice, right? Ever? I'm sure, right? No, not Tom Brady. Sorry, I'm just laughing at some of these headlines here. Richard Sherman gets blown away by Marquise Goodwin in his practice, and it's not even close. I mean, Goodwin is 10 yards down the field and inside Sherman, and Sherman's running, but let's be honest, he's not going all out on this catch or whatever, So, but it's just people. I get it. It's second class. Everybody wants to see how Josh Allen's going to do. Everybody wants to see how Baker Mayfield's going to do. Everybody wants to see how Sherman's going to do. Everybody wants to see how everybody... It's practice number 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. Doesn't matter. None of it matters.
Well, apparently Arizona got the best quarterback of the draft because all they've been talking about how he's going to take Bradford's starting job.
I was obviously tied up all weekend, busy. Don't take that the wrong way, people. Unless you want to. Anyway, I saw Rosen say that it was Bradford's job, and, regardless, because he's still got talent in the league or something like that. So, Rosen's, for being a cocky guy and having the mentality he does of speaking out like he does, he's saying all the right things.
Yeah, he
right
said
now.
something to the effect of, since day one, I knew my job coming in here was to be the backup, and I'm going to prepare as a backup, but I'm going to prepare as I'm a starter, and I would do the same thing if I was fourth string or not. That's just how I would do it. So, I mean, Josh Rosen's definitely saying all the right things.
The thing I love about training camp, I love it, but I don't love it this early, is the fights that happen because the players are fighting for jobs. Like, this is serious business for these people.
Oh, yeah.
They're all trying to get on camera. They're all trying to get tape on them. So if they do get cut, even the guys that have no chance to make a team are trying to do their best so they can get on film and get recommendations to go to other teams or whatever. But what are the Cowboys doing fighting on day 5 of training camp?
Well, I think what happened was you had guys who...
Were they fighting over their probation officer dates?
I think they're fighting over who had Dez's back and who didn't have Dez's back. And that's what started the whole thing, that snake in the grass, Sean Lee, he probably started it. He's a snake, I tell you, he's a snake.
It was Taco and Lael Collins, is that how you say it?
Taco Charlton, Lael Collins,
yeah. Lael took Taco to the ground. I don't know if I'm saying Lael right. Collins?
Yeah, Lael Collins.
Yeah, took Taco to the ground, and he responded with a shove when he got up. And then the whole team jumps in. So, a takedown, a shove, turns into literally the whole team, and they have video of it too,
And it wasn't just those two guys pushing and shoving. It turned into like the whole team, like, nah, screw your guys, screw it. It's just the whole defense versus offense type thing.
Yeah.
And your quarterback, have to like stand back. Dak can't get in that. Dak's like, no, I got the red jersey on.
The best part is when we'll send this video out on Facebook page. The best part of it is they're all standing there shoving each other, like all the linemen and everything, and then just out of nowhere, they all just stop and start walking away. It's like almost like
you hear the whistle.
This is dumb. It's like, what in the heck? But like, is Collins? What year is Collins?
Collins this is Taco's second year.
Yeah, it's his second year.
So Collins like fourth year?
That's what I was going to say, 4th or 5th.
Yeah.
But they're fighting for a job, right? I mean, they're competing.
No, like Lil Collins is offensive lineman. Taco, he's defensive end. They're both making the team. Like, they're both key parts of the team.
Yeah. But that's where usually most of the fights, I hate, that's what you love about it. That's where most of the fights start in preseason and training camp is between the linemen because they're just butting heads all day long and they eventually get tired of it.
And speaking of the Des Bryant, kind of alluded to earlier there, he was the talk of, I guess, Dallas camp on Friday.
So, before you say anything on this, if you don't know about it, I have 2 quick thoughts. One, when you're wanting to be signed by a team, you don't, speaking of social media being bad, you don't blow up social media with epic rants about your ex-teammates when you're...
owner.
Yeah, and owner. When your feelings and what you're talking about isn't what was said. Know the whole quote before you start rambling on social media when you're looking for a job. Okay, now go.
Yeah, so Stephen Jones, Vice President of Football Operations, all that jazz and whatnot for the Dallas Cowboys.
The son of Jerry.
Yeah, son of Jerry Jones.
Oldest son.
Came out and they were talking to him about, hey, Dak, what do you guys think you're going to see out of Dak this year or whatever, yada, yada, yada. And, all he said was, Dak didn't really have a great year last year, like we expected. He had a lot of people in his ear. I mean, you had Dez Bryant, you had Jason. Those guys are great, and you want to get them the ball, which is obviously, Dak just kind of put too much pressure on himself, is what he was saying. He didn't once say, Dez was always in his ear bitching about not getting the football, right? Well, Dez apparently took it that way because he didn't have the whole quote. The reason, though, he did not have the whole quote is because the media...
Some guy...
They just read the headlines, too, which makes me sad.
Some guy tweeted half of the quote that made it look, in Dez's defense, it made it look like they were blaming Dez for all the offensive problems last year.
So... I have more of an issue with the media is out there like tweeting it and like taking Dez's side, like, oh, I can't believe Stephen Jones said, like, he didn't say, like, y'all aren't doing your damn job. As a media member, do your job, get the whole story, get the facts. Don't try to be the first one to post something.
You're forgetting the fact that there's a bunch of media people. I listened to them today on Fox News, Fox Sports Radio on the way down from Vegas. There's a section of the media, the Peter Kings of the world and everything, that are on the player side and the, how bad the NFL is with concussions and stuff like that. You have those guys. Mm-hmm. Then you've got the media that just likes football, wants to report on it, stays factual and stuff like that. No matter how bad it is or whatever, they stay on that side. The problem is that I'm going to call them left-winging, but I'm sure their politics are left-wing, but the guys that are sympathetic to the players, and they're not always players, sometimes it falls along racial lines, sometimes it falls along other lines, but the media, you got to watch out for the guys that are on that side of the players, because he tweeted that out on purpose to kind of make Dez do what he did. Because Dez is looking for a job, and he knew he would respond to it, and he knew his tweet would get out there, and he knew everybody would know about his tweet.
So here is the quote: Stephen Jones, Sirius XM Sirius NFL XM channel on Friday.
Well, I just think it's he's working on his game. I think he's worked on his accuracy. I think he's got to trust the system, which I think at times last year there was pressure with Dez in his ear. To some degree, Jason in his ears. Those great players want balls, and I think if he can get back to what we did the year before, where we run the football consistently with Zeke and that great offensive line we have, and let him really trust the system, work through his reads, which I think he'll do, then I think not that he didn't play good last year, but I think he'll have the type of year he had the year before, if not better. And I just think if he'll step up and really trust and have the patience to work through those things, and then as he's really been good at his whole career, whether it's Mississippi State or us, is protect the football. I mean, let's don't beat ourselves.
So that's Stephen Jones talking with Sirius XM NFL Radio, and he was talking about Dak Prescott. And he said in the quote, those guys are great players. And obviously last year was kind of a weird year because they lost Zeke for the 6 games. With Zeke on the field, Dak looked good. Without Zeke, Dak did not look good at all. And, he was saying, without Zeke, all these guys are like, man, we got to step up and do more, which obviously means Dez Bryant was trying to do more. Jason Witten was trying to do more. A lot of these players were trying to do more. And that's pretty much what he was saying. The thing I have issues with is Jim Trotter, an NFL...
a well-respected NFL...
Yeah, well-respected guy. Even at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday, once the whole quote was out, he said, you can agree or disagree with Dez, but I respect that he put his name on it. No anonymous sources, no talking behind back. Stephen Jones came for him, and Dez was there to answer. Stephen Jones did not come for him whatsoever in that quote.
But that's the thing. But what the side on Dez's side is saying is that Stephen Jones called out somebody who's not in camp with the Cowboys anymore as being the reason why but he named Jason Witten. Everybody has seen video of Dez Bryant yelling at Tony Romo or Dak whatever,
or his
Dak
coach.
Prescott or his coach, telling him about how they need to do a better job of getting him the ball. So let's all stop acting like this is out of left field and Dez never did that. But the problem that they're having with it is that he called him out because he's not on the team and he can't defend himself now. But the bigger problem is that the quote that Dez responded to and then deleted it when he realized it wasn't the whole quote was it stopped and it said Dez in his ear, and then the tweet. And the tweet didn't say anything about Jason Witten or anybody else. So Dez saw it as a directive. But that just goes back to my point of when you're looking to be signed by a team and you're telling everybody how great you are and how responsible you are and what a great worker you are, please sign me somebody. You don't fly off the handle on social media and then proclaim, oh my God, somebody signed me because I'm the best player ever and I don't get in trouble. When you have a history of getting in trouble and opening your mouth.
And there's a reason why you're still not signed, and no teams are barking up the Dez Bryant tree right now. I mean, Antonio Bryant came out today and said, Dez, come to Pittsburgh. Immediately after that, Pittsburgh has no plans to sign Des Bryant.
Right.
Do not worry, guys.
How does Schuster feel? I mean, he had an awesome rookie season, and a teammate is openly telling him, he had an offer from the Ravens, which we don't know the details of it, but it was a 3-year deal that he turned down. But at this point, veterans don't get signed unless, one, it's a minimum offer, or two, somebody major gets injured. So he's got to wait for people to get injured to even have a shot at being signed. But no team is going to sign a guy like that's going to flip off the handle on the Twitter things and stuff.
And plus, when he first got cut, he first said, I want to go to an NFC East team. I want to beat the Cowboys. So he already narrowed it down. I want these 3 teams.
Then he proved how right he was by turning down an offer with the Ravens, and it's just somebody shooting themselves in the foot because they don't realize what their worth actually is. And that seems to happen with receivers, because we're going to bring this up and it kind of ties baseball and football together. We talked about the T.O. Hall of Fame ceremony before, and how he's not going because he's mad that he wasn't voted in first ballot Hall of Famer, and he's mad and he wants to show the thing. So Major League Baseball had their Hall of Fame ceremony today, which, as a side note, Major League Baseball, come on.
America's pastime.
I didn't even know there was a Hall of Fame. Only reason I knew there was a Hall of Fame ceremony today was because I was driving home and the Cubs and Cardinals was rain delayed, so they were playing all the press conferences or all the speeches by the team. Let's flare this thing up, guys. Put it at the beginning of the season, put it at the end of the season for playoffs. Let's flare it up to make these, because I was interested in this class, man. Jim told me, I grew up watching
Vladimir Guerrero
was. I always loved Vladimir Guerrero. Jack Morris, I remember seeing him toward the end of his career, and he was still dominating.
Alan Trammell.
Alan Trammell was never. I don't remember him playing with the Tigers back in the day, if I was even alive. But I know Alan Trammell is the coaching and everything, so I'd like to hear what he has to say, because he was a coach here at the Diamondbacks for a long time and stuff like that. I would have loved to hear what he had to say. And then Trevor Hoffman, my God, one of the best closers in baseball, and the only reason a casual fan even knew they were being inducted today was because of a rain delay, and I was driving home and had nothing else to listen to.
I literally had no idea the Hall of Fame was today until I got home and you said something about it.
I know. Well, and that goes to the point here. The difference that I wanted to bring up here is Jack Morris gets going today and he does his speech and everything, and he's there, right? He's celebrating in Cooperstown with all of his other Hall of Fame nominees. Terrell Owens has decided to skip it, but in his quote and his speech, which we'll play for you here, so listen.
To the committee who voted me into the Hall of Fame, thank you so much. It is extra special to me to be selected by my peers, the people I played with and competed against. And yes, thank you to the sports writers for your support for the 15 years I was on the ballot. Whether you voted for me or not, thank you for keeping my name alive.
And that was Jack Morris, Hall of Fame induction speech, a little expert of it, brought to you by MLB.com, because that's the only place you saw the MLB Hall of Fame. I guess MLB Network probably carried it too, but we don't have that channel, so.
Oh, we don't? I don't even know if we do or not.
I don't know, so, did we? I don't know. I never tried.
You should probably look, right? But, so he makes a comment that, he thanks the writers, sarcastically, that thank you for keeping his name in the news for the last 15 years. Because he does have a point. If he would have been voted in 15 years ago, we wouldn't remember who he was today, right? Unless you're in Cooperstown. So he makes a joke about not being in for 15 years. Alan Trammell, which we won't play any of his comments, but he had to get voted in by the Veterans Committee, so he's been on the ballot however many years, and they still showed up. They're grateful to be in the Hall. They both deserve to be in the Hall. They should have been in earlier, let's be honest. But they both deserve to be there, and they all showed up to do their speeches and do all that stuff. So I just wanted to point out that is the difference between a loudmouth, woe is me football player and a baseball player in the Hall of Fame ceremony.
Do you think, though, so if the writers actually let guys from the steroid era in, Do you think these guys would ever actually get in the Hall of Fame?
Well, we've had this conversation before. I don't think McGwire's a Hall of Famer without his steroid numbers. I think he was an average first baseman. He hit home runs with the Bash Brothers, don't get me wrong, but he wasn't a Hall of Fame first baseman by any stretch, I don't think. But the steroid numbers pushed him up into that category. Sosa was never. Palmeiro was never, I don't think. I mean, Palmeiro, you could probably
Palmeiro had a
argue.
sweet swing, man. Gosh, he had a great swing.
I know, but that's what I'm saying, though. Like, Palmeiro is probably the one you could argue should belong in there, you know.
But he kind of screwed himself by being the first one to fill a test.
Well, that's the problem. And then he lied, and everybody knows he lied, right? So, but like, Barry Bonds is in steroids or no steroids. There's no reason he's not in there right now other than that. Like, he'll be the one that gets in before anybody. But the problem is, and actually Tim Kurshkin, I like saying his name wrong, on ESPN, I heard a thing today during the rain delay on the way home that he was talking about how he's voting steroid users in now, or steroid era users in, because everybody was doing them. So why is he holding out certain guys, you know, when they were, you know, like, Barry Bonds still says he didn't do them, and whatever. To be honest with you, I don't care if he did or he didn't. But what I've heard about Barry Bonds 100 times is he's looking at McGwire, he's looking at Sosa during that home run race, and he's like, I'm better than both these guys, so I have to start doing something to show I'm better than them now. So then he starts doing whatever he does to get better at it. Barry Bonds had a home run swing before he started taking steroids. Yeah, his last few years probably extended his careers on it, but Barry Bonds was a 30-30 player in his career at Pittsburgh and later on. So I think some of the steroid guys will get in, and I actually think some of the steroid guys, some of the steroid era guys are going to get in that don't deserve to get in. Like, I have a bad feeling McGwire is going to get in at some point, and I just don't think he deserves it. I just, you know, when you think McGwire, you think home run chase, right?
Yeah, and you think...
And that's all you think about with him.
Well,
what else?
The thing about that, though, is... I honestly, personally feel like McGwire and Sosa, that home run battle, saved baseball.
Yeah, because it was right after the strike.
Because it was after the strike. I mean, it was a few years after the strike. Strike was in 94. That chase happened, what, 97? Yeah, 1997 is when the chase happened. And I think it saved the game of baseball. Just, you know, kind of brought it back, and everybody was all over it. I mean, I remember, like, Fox, he hit it on, like, a Tuesday night, and Fox had a Tuesday night game.
Oh, my God.
Which they never used to have.
He used to hit it, and they break into it. He hit one, like, into the McDonald's on the second level of Busch Stadium, and it was like a cut-in from, like, something. But, I mean, here's my problem with it. We're going to go down this rabbit hole. ESPN promoted it. What was the number one commercial for baseball for ESPN during that time? I remember Greg Maddux and the other Braves pitchers doing batting practice, and what was the phrase they said? Chicks dig the long ball. ESPN went off of it. Baseball profited off of it. The writers profited off of it. Every single person profited off of it.
And they all turned a blind eye then until Canseco wrote a book, and then they said, oh yeah, all you guys are horrible for our game. But you knew they were doing it.
But then, you got greenies. You got guys using greenies just so they could get up and play on a day, And people are like, well, greenies don't help. Greenies allowed them to play, people. It allowed their body to get out there and flexible enough so they could go out in the field and play for the 80th day in a row, and things like that. You had guys doing spitballs. Raleigh Fingers, what's he famous for besides a mustache? Throwing the spitball. What was the spitball, people? An illegal substance on the ball. You have guys that use sandpaper. You got guys that use tar. You got Brett, what's his name with the Royals? I just forgot a Hall of Famer's name.
George Brett.
Using a bat in a playoff game and coming out of the dugout screaming to high heaven because they threw him out because he had illegal tar on his bat. He's a Hall of Famer.
They should have won that game.
Doesn't matter. Baseball is a game of history of cheating, people. History of cheating.
You ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
And all of a sudden now we're all like, whoa. And on top of it, it wasn't illegal in the sport at the time, which drives me batty. How do you not have drugs, steroids, and stuff like that on your banned substance list?
I think they should allow all the steroids. Because I don't see all the home runs. I don't see people just hit hard.
We talked about that before, where I think they should be shooting up in the batter's box before they walk up there. Cause
oh, hey, man, come here. Did you get a steroid injection yet? No, not today.
It's no different than basketball. It's no different than football. We want to see, as fans, I do at least, I'll speak for myself and most people that I know, we want to see these freaks of nature go out there and do things that we can't even think they can do. We want to see 600-foot home run. Why did we all watch the home run derby? Because we wanted to see Bryce Harper hit as many 450-yard, 50-foot, whatever, home runs that he could possibly hit and marvel at it. And what did we all do? We all watched it and we all marveled at it. Because it's just amazing to see a human being do that. And that's the whole point on that side. Okay, so don't do steroids. That's bad. Kids, whatever. But
although I did take a steroid this past week,
you did,
I apologize.
You're gonna fail your test.
I'm not getting voted into the Hall of Fame, the Podcasters Hall of Fame. Sorry, guys.
So we went back to baseball, talk about the Hall of Fame side of it, and it's the same thing with the steroid thing. It's like, but we're seeing a lot of these old time riders, like Tim, I believe he said. I hope I'm not quoting you wrong, Mr. Kirchkin. But, I know, I like saying it wrong. I apologize for saying your name wrong, but I just enjoy saying it wrong. But I hope I'm not misrepresenting you, but, some riders are starting to come around and vote for those guys. A lot of the old-time riders that are, get off my lawn, guys, the baseball was played this way, where they overlooked the spitball and, the sandpaper and...
Remember Major League, where old Harris, the old pitcher, was in there? He's like, got a little jalapeno juice, rub a little snot on the nose. And Charlie Sheen was all like, you put snot on the ball? He's like, hey, man, I'm old. I got to do whatever I can. Get one by these old boys.
I mean, there's a rule in baseball. They let it go in cold weather, but there's a rule in baseball where a pitcher can't put his hand to his mouth to blow into his hand while he's on the mound. He has to be off the rubber to do it. There's a reason that rule is in place, people. Now, they overlook it in cold weather situations to warm their hands up so they can throw the ball, but you can't just routinely go up to the rubber, blow into your hand, and then throw a pitch. There's a reason for that. And those guys are in the Hall of Fame. So anyway.
Win at all costs.
My rant.
Win at all costs.
That's what drives me nuts about baseball is, you got all these guys on stats and, you gotta play the game the right way. Well, what's the right way? Cheating or not cheating? What's the right way, Because everybody's got different rules. Everybody did everything. I remember one of my fondest memories of baseball. I can't tell you who the pitcher was. I can't tell you where they were playing. I think it was the Yankees because they had gray uniforms, if I remember correctly. But I remember distinctly in a playoff game, or it was a game leading up to the playoffs, the umpires going out to the mound and talking to the pitcher with the team and everything, the head coaches and everything, and they ask him to empty his pockets. So he empties his back pockets out, and a little piece of paper flutters to the ground, and the umpires are like, "What's that?" And it's sandpaper. And this was when I was a kid. So this had to be the late '80s, maybe, So it's like, they do resin. They have pine tar. Have you seen Vladimir Guerrero's batting helmet?
Was full of pine tar.
It looked like nothing but pine tar. 2 games into the season.
I think my favorite was Jay Buhner had the pine tar on his pants.
Yeah.
On his pants right there.
Yeah.
He just, rub his bat on it, put his finger on it. That was like the best uniform. Like, I'll just get this pine tar and put it on my ass.
There was something I was watching and they were like, no, I put pine tar like on both of my shoulders. So when he was out in the field, if his hands got all slick or whatever, he could just go underneath his jersey and like rub his pine tar in his hand so he could feel the ball better and everything. It was like, it's pretty ingenious. It would suck to get off, but that's pretty ingenious.
Well, they don't have to get it off. That's the club's job.
No, not the clothes, off their bodies.
On his body, yeah.
Yeah, like that stuff's nasty.
Oh, yeah. I've used pine tar. It's not a nice substance. It just makes everything sticky. Then you touch something, you're like,
yeah, it goes everywhere. You're like,
this is terrible. Terrible. Speaking of terrible, I don't know if too terrible or not.
Terrible.
Little entertainment news. Old Demi Loverdose got hospitalized this past week. For overdosing.
Pretty upset about that.
Are you?
Okay.
Are you a big Demi fan?
Yeah, let me preface what I'm about to say with the truth first. I do not know a Demi Lovato song. If you played it right now, I might know it because I heard it on the radio. I do not know any of her songs. I don't know anything about her other than I know she was a Disney star and then she fell into drugs and everything and depression and then she battled to get out of it and she became a singing person again and then now she's relapsed again. But yeah, there's something about Demi Lovato that as a creepy old guy that there's just something that
You want to take that
I enjoy
to Pound Town?
I enjoy Demi. I don't know if I go that far, but
she's over 21 now.
I enjoy a Demi Lovato talking. That she is. I apologize up front. She's not a smart human being.
Oh no, not at all.
She talks like a teenage girl, even though she's an adult, and everything. But you hate to see that where they relapse back down in here and again. Like, where's her helpers? Where's her? And you don't know what you don't know what she's gone back into with her life. But when she cleaned up, she was touring again and all that. So I don't know what she's doing now. So maybe she just fell back into the bad vices or whatever again from sitting around.
I thought they should have had an intervention for her back when she was little and she used to talk to this imaginary dinosaur named Barney.
I don't even know that much about her. Like I said, there was...
Yeah, she used to be on Barney.
Did she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I know nothing about it.
I only knew that because one of my friends this week was like, it's so sad, and was Snapchatting Demi songs, and then her watching Barney is like, are you Demi Lovato's biggest fan? And she had huge fans, I don't know, but
that's the thing, her concert at Gila River Arena, which is the hockey arena here, sold out a couple years ago. And I had tickets to it because that was when we had the box. I wanted to go, but there was something else that night I went to. Because I was like, I want to see Demi live. I want to see this girl live in person, man. See what she has it or not.
See what's up.
And so it's always sad to see a young person fall back into,
The thing I don't like, though, when celebrities, overdose, it kind of becomes a whole, oh my God, it's so sad. But if, you or me, overdose, but, oh my God, what the hell's her problem? You guys are idiots,
They wouldn't even... Well, first of all, they say that about us because they say that about us anyway.
Right.
Second of all, most people wouldn't care because it's us.
Well, yeah, but,
Did you hear the 911 call? I didn't hear it, but I read it.
I did not.
Where her... I don't know who it was, her housekeeper or somebody close to her was like, no sirens to the police when they were coming up and everything.
We didn't want people to know?
Yeah, they didn't want people to know. They wouldn't use her name or anything. They're just like, we have a high visibility person down, possible overdose, no sirens when you come up, please, and blah, blah, blah. I guess they do it. I guess it's standard procedure for famous people from what I heard, from what I was reading about it. But I found that interesting, you and me, they'd be blazing down the street, every neighbor would be looking in the window.
The old neighbor looking out.
I haven't followed up on it, obviously, because I've been gone, but is she going to be okay, or do we not know yet?
I guess she's going to be fine. I don't think she's dead. I think she's alive, so I guess she's going to be good, right?
Yeah, I would assume so.
I don't know. But, no, that's interesting. Sad. I guess. I don't know. I just hate the praise that the famous people get for overdosing,
I don't think she got praise, though.
Well, a lot of people came out who were now act like they've been fishing with her on Tuesday, They're like, oh my God, Demi, I can't believe this happened to you.
I did see a weird one where it was somebody my age tweeted her I've always been a fan, hope you're doing better, and I was like, you're a little old to be hanging out with Demi Lovato.
Some creepy old guy?
In Vegas. It was some girl. But I was like, it was almost I want to hang out with the young girls. I just remember thinking you're a little old to be sending a tweet to Demi Lovato. So, hey, really quick on the football thing, did you see the real story about the Cowboys showed Dak Prescott film of Carson Wentz to teach him how to be a better quarterback?
No.
In their camp? Yeah, that's a real story.
Real life.
I thought it was The Onion or something. Yeah. So, the Cowboys are showing game film of Carson Wentz to Prescott, hoping he can learn from the MVP runner-up. First of all, of course, Philly finds out about it and posts it first, right?
Great.
So they're ragging on it, right? But and I guess they found it because there was just footage.
Well, Was it from the Amazon show last year?
Yeah, so like, no, like it's this year, but they show it, so they're talking about it, but then they show the video, so the person's watching it. They don't say that it's the Eagles and Wentz, but when they show the video on the thing, you can see it's the Eagles and it's Carson Wentz. So like. Oh, so it's like Scott Linehan's there, but they never say Carson Wentz. But like I said, you can see the video. So it's Eagles versus Redskins on the video.
Right.
So somebody's watching this Cowboys thing from Philadelphia, and they're like, they're showing Carson Wentz videos and talking about this is how you become a better quarterback. I don't know. You don't let that stuff out. Like, I'm sure it happens everywhere. Everybody watches Tom Brady videos, right? Or whatever. But you don't let that out.
Well, is that... the way the cutscene though worked there, is that like real, or is that like somebody using something from like the Amazon Prime show, and then when it cut to video, it just has like it played on their screen? Does anybody really know yet? I don't know. That looks like it might be fabricated. Is all I'm saying.
No, okay, Cowboy fans, settle down.
I'm just saying.
Not one person is saying that it's not real. Not one.
All right.
Any of the comments.
It just looks fabricated the way the cutscene works.
Oh my god!
I'm just throwing it out there, man.
Oh my god! Such a Cowboys fan.
And Carson Wentz is a great quarterback. I give him that.
Like I said, I don't see anything saying it's fake.
I don't know.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm sure it happens every day of the week, right?
Right. I mean, you look at something like, hey, see what this guy did right here. You know, like try to do that more. I mean, they both came in the league. First year was it 2 years ago?
Were they the same year?
Yeah, same year.
Oh, okay.
Dak obviously has one up on him, winning the Rookie of the Year.
Carson Wentz has bling.
Thanks to Nick Foles.
And
thank you, Nick Foles.
They were winning it anyway.
Thank you, Nick Foles.
It doesn't matter who has bling. He's got more than the Cowboys do in the last 25 years.
Well, anyways, so I saw a funny tweet today. I'll end it with this. Tweet of the day. I don't know if you follow Ryan McGee, or are you aware who Ryan McGee is?
I have no clue.
Well, there's a few tweets servicing. Well, not really servicing, but Ryan McGee came in with, I thought was the tweet of the day. Said, airport security, gentleman in World War II, vet hat and wheelchair, TSA agent. Sir, can you stand to go through screening? It's okay if you can't. The veteran, tell me there's Nazis on the other side of that machine. Maybe that'll work. Never had any trouble standing up to them. Hashtag hero.
How do you not have that on video?
Right?
Like, somebody get that TSA video and get that released, because that is badass.
So, I like that guy. He's a hero to all of us.
Like seriously, I thought it was going to be one of those, where the guy's all like, yeah, I'll get standing right away. My leg's blown off. That's what I thought you were going with it.
No. He had nubs on him. Hey, sir, can you stand? I got nubs, jackass.
Yeah. I thought that's where you're going with it. But yeah, how do you not have video of that somewhere? Seriously, airport, get that thing out. Let's go. We see enough videos of people being molested and stuff like that. Let's get some good stuff going there,
So yeah, that's what I thought was a tweet of one of the tweet of the week shirts. Also, Patrick Reina, you brought this one up. The kid who plays the big old beef character on.
This is so awesome.
On Sandlot.
Did you retweet that or anything?
Yeah, I sent out on from @JasonCarter03.
We'll do it on the podcast.
Patrick Reina, he was rocking with one of the other guys who played on. Is that the dude that played Smalls?
Yeah, the Sandlot. They're both Sandlot guys.
Yeah. So is that Smalls though? It looks like Smalls, right? I can't really tell who that guy is.
Well, they're older. But so you can understand. You haven't seen the picture. You can understand you're not recognizing the other
Smalls.
guy. Yeah. But how you don't recognize the guy? One, he looks identical, just a little bit older in the face. Two, he's on your goddamn t-shirt.
Yeah, so this kid is wearing a Sandlot shirt that has Patrick Reina's character on it, where he points, calls a shot during the baseball game that says, "You're killing me, Smalls." Great shirt. I have one too. And Patrick said he saw him walking on the road. He said, "Hey man, nice shirt." When he was walking by him, said he had no idea what we were talking about. So he decided to take a picture with this dude, and this dude stands over him too. And he's just
he's tall.
Yeah.
But the best part is both actors are smirking, like this guy's a clown.
And the one dude's all up in his junk too.
like I said, I can understand, but how you don't get the guy on your shirt that you're talking to, that just goes to show you that people he probably liked the phrase, right? He has no idea what the Sandlot is.
And then he like stopped by too, like, yeah, let's take a picture. He's like, fine, let's take a picture of my shirt. Like, he does that, right?
These two white guys wanted to get a picture with my shirt. It was weird.
They're just yeah.
So, I had this shirt that seems to be more popular than today. I feel like I was the first one to get it at one point because I was the only one wearing it for a while. But it says Whiskey Helps on it.
Grunt style.
Yep. So, yeah, shout out to Grunt Style, Chicago area. They are the best shirts on the planet if you're military people and everything. But they are everywhere now. Like, it was like my hidden little secret out here. And now it seems like everybody has them. But anyway, I wore it on Friday, drove to Vegas, and I had to go to Walmart because I forgot to pack socks. I'll tell you guys all the backstory. Got to go to Walmart and get a thing. So I'm walking into Walmart, and this old guy's staring at me. And I walk in, and I'm with the person I met in Vegas. And so we're walking in and everything. And this old guy's staring at me when he's with his wife. And so as I walk by him, he leans in and he goes, "It really does. It really does." And I just keep walking because I'm like, I have no idea what this guy's talking about. And then it dawns on me. So I turn around and I go, "It sure does." I go, "That's why this is the truest shirt you'll ever see." And the person I was walking with was like, "What was that?" Like, she thought it was just some random guy was like, and I literally just pointed at my shirt. So I can relate to that when people are like, "Hey, nice shirt." And I was like, "What's this guy talking about?" Because I had no idea. So
I had an interesting thing here. So I was talking to one of my friends, and she just had a son about 6 months ago, and she's sitting there, I was like, "Oh my god, wow, your son, like, so so cutie or whatever." And she's like, "Yeah." It's funny though because like a lot of people think like he's a girl, and I was like, "Yeah, I got that too." Like she was saying how like people like would come up to it and be like, or not come up to it, but come to like her and him and be like, "Oh my gosh, she's so beautiful," and she was like, "Yeah, he's a boy." And I remember when me and Nolan actually, we were at the mall. I had him in a little carrier, and I went to my chest or whatever, and we're walking out of like.
You did the carrier thing?
Oh yeah, I told the dad carrier thing. Nolan sat in there.
No, I never.
And we were at the mall, and I was like, "Man, I gotta pee." I was like, I can pee with him on here. Like, it's cool, no worries, like, whatever. And I was walking, like, to the bathroom, and this, like, old guy was like, "Oh, father-daughter day?" I was like, "He's a boy, dude." I don't know.
So isn't there general rules you say around babies no matter what, and pregnant ladies? One is you don't mention they're pregnant, because they might just be fat. Two, the cutest baby you've ever seen. Doesn't matter if it has 3 arms coming out of its head. It's the cutest baby you've ever seen. And you always say gender neutral. Unless you know for sure. Because, they have no hair. They usually have longer eyelashes,
But usually the rule of thumb, too, is if you have a boy, they're usually wearing blue. If you have a girl, you're going to put them in pink.
Not anymore, though, man. Those rules have changed, man. Like, it's like whatever. Those rules have changed completely. So, that's hilarious, though. But you did the carrier?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. How
the carrier.
embarrassing. I would rather, I think we talked about this before, I would rather... Like, there were times where my bicep felt like it was going to just explode.
You just hold them?
Because you're holding them for like an hour and a half. But I would rather my arm just fall off than me put on one of those baby carriers on the front.
Whatever, dude. I did not want my arm to fall off. It was all about means of...
Did you get a lot of cute looks from the ladies for having that look? Or was it kind of like,
I don't really remember. I mean, I think I got, some like, "Aw, so sweet," but they're like more so looking at the baby, not me,
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, when you're carrying them, and your biceps just flexing like crazy, and it's twitching a little bit because it's about to break open and you're, like, having to fake it. I think they appreciate that more is what I'm getting.
Well, no, like, when you have the carrier, then you can just flex. While they're looking at the baby, you can be behind, like, Johnny Bravo style, like, "Hey, hoo-ha, what?"
The baby carrier in front, it's kind of like a fanny pack, though, isn't it? Like, doesn't matter how cute the baby is.
What's wrong with fanny packs?
I guess I snort. I guess that's the issue talking to you about fanny packs. Apparently nothing.
You some bitch, take it back.
No, I'm not taking it back. I will not wear. I know fanny packs are coming back in style, but
should have never left.
So, to wrap this up, Derek Carr, which the Raiders are going to suck this year because Khalil Mack's not happy already. But Derek Carr loves Jordy Nelson and says he can't believe the Packers let him go after practice. So go Packers in your history of letting good players go. How does Texans coach Bill O'Brien still have a job? Because they're going to be awful again this year.
Well, Deshaun Watson stays healthy. I think they'll be good.
You don't think he's going to ruin them again?
He looked good last year until he got hurt. I mean, they were really going to be a playoff team.
More importantly, we'll retweet this as well. Chipper Jones on his first round draft pick card looks like he's smoking some serious weed before his picture.
It looks like he has the flu. I don't know. He looks like he's dying right there. Or the flames in the back are like added effect, or those coming off his head.
Funniest picture ever for a rookie card. How is Sam Darnold holding out with the Jets? Like, if there's anybody that needs to be in camp, it's Sam Darnold, right?
Yeah.
Who's their backup? Isn't it the bearded guy again still?
No, the bearded guy, he's down in Tampa Bay, going to be...
Oh, that's right, because he's starting for
Fitzpatrick.
Jameis,
Going to be starting for Jameis Winston.
It's the guy that's been around forever. He was with the Cardinals for a while, and McCown, I think, who was there. But anyway, how is Sam Darnold not? It's only thing you can argue in signing a draft players now is when you're going to get paid your signing bonus. And then all the back end language, meaning if we cut you and you go to another team, how much that team pays and blah, blah, blah. So only two things you can argue right now. Everything else is slated in there. So for Sam Darnold not to be in camp, typical USC player thinking they're better than everything else. They don't need to be there. So good luck getting your ass kicked and being out of the league in 2 years. Like all the other ones except for, who's the only one that made it? Carson Palmer?
Yeah, he'll sign.
He'll sign, but he needs to be in camp, man. Like, it's ridiculous. And then, more importantly, Andrew Luck threw a regular football the other day, and he watched himself on video, and he said that he looked like an idiot at times out there, but he has no pain from his throwing shoulders. So, looks like Andrew Luck is going to be back this year. Hopefully that offensive line is good.
You taking him first round in your fantasy team?
Nope.
All right. Well, hey, we do have fantasy draft coming up. I don't know when, although somebody did want me to do a draft today. Eric Long, by the way, sorry I did not get back to your Facebook message. They did a draft today at 5 o'clock. Like, first off, who the hell does a fantasy football draft 2 days after training camp? You got to wait until the dress rehearsal game. Then you do it afterwards.
Like, I can understand even after 1 or 2 preseason games, but yeah.
We usually wait till, I think we do it week 4 preseason.
You do it Memorial Day weekend, the weekend before.
Yeah, Labor Day weekend, yeah.
Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, that's when we always do it.
But more importantly, it's frustrating enough when you draft somebody in the first or second round, you lose them in the first game of the year. Could you imagine drafting somebody in the first round, they go out in the first preseason game of the year?
Or they go out and practice?
They don't even make it to the preseason, they blow out who was the receiver that just blew out his knee Achilles the other day for the Chargers? You know, it's like, oh my God. But we're going to leave it on this note, Mr. Cowboys fan.
What we got?
Jerry Jones compares the today's Cowboys, at training camp today, to the 1992 title team. Boom! He's basically saying this year's Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl.
Well, if they don't go to the Super Bowl, I can tell you one thing they're going to be doing. That's staying up for a national anthem. So thank you very much for listening. God bless you. God bless the troops. And God bless America.